So a friend of mine sent me a video clip. I think it was last night. A clip from Real Talk. Is it Real Talk? Real Talk, I think, with Anele Mdoda. It was a show on SABC3 in South Africa. And there's these two gentlemen that are sitting there. The one, I believe, is Kofi Boateng, and the other one is Hakim Siralong. I apologize if I've messed their names up. And in that clip, Kofi's speak about how black men in particular have become cowards and how they make these bad decisions that end up affecting legacies, their legacy, because we believe in a YOLO, but your YOLO and your good life has a ripple effect into the generations in the future. And how black men in particular no longer are honest with women. I just want to sleep with you. I just want to have children with you. And these men go around, lie to women up front. You know how you guys mac and flirt and promise women the moon and the stars. Then they take from that woman and then they move along. They leave her there with kids, or maybe she's divorced, maybe she's had sex, she's no longer a virgin, etc. And then they go and they replicate this over and over, and they create this broken society. And Hakim goes and he emphasizes that some of these women, because they're broken, they also then go and hurt other men. And it becomes this vicious cycle. Or they have these expectations that, look, all men are crap. So they end up just being attracted to also bad men. And these guys will speak about how men have to take responsibility and rise up and change and have the courage to do better. Anele agrees, of course. And look, there's a lot of truth in what they're saying. Something has to change in society. Secondly, is another clip which I saw. This lady, it's a white lady. I'm not sure whether she's in America or in the United Kingdom. Her name is Pearl on TikTok. And she's debating with some other lady who looks mixed race, Latino, sort of. And she's explaining that women have got a choice almost at every point in the sex and childbirth process. This woman's debating, no, but men are. And she's like, please allow me. And she's like, even before we sleep together, a woman can take contraceptives. A woman can choose to be on the pill, have the loop, have implants, have the patch, etc. Women can have contraceptives before they sleep with a man. And outside of rape, women get to choose which man they open their legs for. Women have a choice. After they have sex, unprotected sex, the woman has a plan B. She can go and take the morning after. The woman has a plan B and a plan C. She can abort. Men don't have this choice. And once the child is born, the man is forced to now maintain this child that he did not want. Whereas women have the choice. And she leaves this woman kind of like dumbfounded and speechless. You're saying women don't have a choice. Women have a choice. And the reason I'm raising, look, these two video clips together is not just for women, in particular women, and in particular black women. Black women are constantly on social media, on other platforms, complaining about black men and how black men are broken. They traumatized, how black men come and take from them and leave them alone, broken, how black men have got no truth, and. And a lot of them are right. Black men, because of history, because of socialization, have become these destructive forces that go around sleeping with different women, breaking women's virginities, giving women children and then disappearing, giving women sexually transmitted infections, beating women in domestic violence, stealing from women financially. They come and they scam women that make money, etc. So there's a lot of truth in that. But Pearl is also right in the sense of women have a choice. And for me, a lot of women refuse to exercise those choices because they've almost become addicted to the pain and the complaining and the victimization. Women don't want to get on contraceptives. Of course, I personally have issues with contraceptives. I believe contraceptives do more harm to the female body than the alternative. I believe that a lot of women are infertile today. A lot of women's reproductive systems are damaged precisely because of contraceptives. But obviously I get judged because I'm not a doctor. I don't work with the World Health Organization, whatever. If women wanted better men exist. But the reality is that most women do not want better men. The better men might be in a certain religious group. They might be Muslim men. But now, if you're going to get a disciplined pure Muslim man, you as the woman also have to be a disciplined, pure Muslim woman. If you're already not a virgin, you're already in trouble. You're not going to get an amazing Muslim man. If you are, for example, are you willing to submit? Are you willing to pray? Are you willing to align to an Islamic way of life? And look, I'm just using Muslims as an example. There are other groups, including Christian groups, that are very disciplined. Some of the members of the ZCC Church, some of the members of Isondo Lama Nazareth or Shembe. But women don't. They want the liberal life. They want to have agency. They want to sleep with whoever they want. They don't want to submit to a man. They don't want a man to lead her and dictate to her. So it almost becomes an excuse now of the reason my relationships are in such a mess, the reason I'm a single mother with 3 children from different men, is actually because I have not exercised my choice responsibly. And it's easy for me to complain, but I still want to sleep around. Oh, sex is so amazing. You are responsible for the life that you find yourself in because you refuse to make the type of decisions that are going to bring the type of man that you claim you want in your life. When you think about it, it's similar to people that vote for the ANC, black people. You want a competent government and governance. You want leaders that are not corrupt. And perhaps a competent government and governance and leaders that are corrupt might be white, might be Indian, might be colored. But there's no way in hell you're going to vote for someone that's not black. And then you wonder why you're in the situation you're in. Maybe a better leadership lies in the suburbs. But to get a house in the suburbs, you need to make a lot of money, which you don't have. That means you need to go and make money. And that becomes your first excuse. Okay, let's say you make the money. Then you go and you move into the suburbs and you say, but the people here are racist. And it's like, you said you want good governance. Now you're complaining about racism. You seem to want it all. You want good black leadership that is not corrupt, that loves you, but you can't have it all. For black women, you can't have it all. You can't have agency. You can't be powerful. You can't be liberal and sleep around and then still say you want a good man who is pure, who was also a virgin when you guys met, who is present all day, who also brings his side, who also makes decisions. You can't have it all. And it seems a lot of women are still in denial about where they fall short in this. We also live in a very sad society where we claim to want certain things, but everything around us is programming and conditioning us to live in an opposite way. If you look at the Tyler Perry movies we watch, other Black American movies, if you look at the social media that you're consuming, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, especially toxic Black Twitter, if you look at the type of movies you watch, as I said, the type of music you listen to, the R&Bs, etc., a lot of that stuff is about heartbreak. It's about finding a new love. You're seeing a lot of single mothers in the stories and how they overcome. You're not watching a wholesome content that is saying, no, you will retain your virginity until you find a man you will marry. Not just to women, but to men as well. You will retain your virginity, and this will be the case. And watch the type of content where the man is honest. Hi, this is my name. I saw you looking very beautiful, and my carnal desires made me want to sleep with you. Would you consider sleeping with me? And that's all I want because I don't know you. And maybe after we sleep together and we speak, maybe I will find something else that I like from you that will make me stay. No woman will agree to that. They'll be like, what the fuck? Do you think I'm a fucking hoe? Do you think I'm a slut? It's like, no, I'm just being honest. But all the content you watch has got to do with men macking and lying and flirting. When I saw you across the room, I saw the future mother of my children. You seem so into... I don't know you. But you want me to lie and say I see something I have not seen or heard. I just saw your ass. I saw your tits. I wanted to just fuck you. But you don't want to hear that. As women, you want to sleep with a man who will marry you. Why not marry him first? No, but the reality is you wanted to sleep with him as well. But now he must take the blame because he's not marrying you afterwards. But you didn't set a boundary and say, if you want to sleep with me, marry me. Bring your family to meet my family. Go through the processes. Let the world know I am about to unite with this woman. I'm about to sleep with this woman. No, you want to meet me in a club while we're drunk, go to some B&B and then have a quick session. The woman allows that to happen, and then she complains about it tomorrow. These men use us. They just sleep with us for one night and then they disappear and they ghost us. You created that. Where did you meet that man, Siswam? You met him in a club. Were you sober? You weren't. You expect this man to see you in a club where you almost naked, drunk, smoking hubbly, and you expect him to see a high-value woman, a wife, a mother of his kids, someone who is doing well in her career. When he sees you in the club, that's what he must take home to his family. No, what he sees there is he sees sex. If anything, he sees a quick prostitute and probably a free prostitute because you're going to let him smash without paying. Or you maybe want to make him pay because he's buying you bottles. But what does that say about you? So we live in this society where we claim we want certain things, but we're not willing to pay the cost of this life that we claim that we want. And then we pretend to be shocked and we're angry and we're victims. Because not just women today, it's men. Men are talking about women that scam them. These women that come and they leech you. In the club, they want drinks and then they ghost you. These women, they go and they sleep with you because they enjoy sex. I mean, you're the one doing all the pounding. She just lies there like roast chicken. And then in the morning, she tries to extort you. Give me money for an Uber. Give me money or I'll go and I'll say you raped me. Being scammed by criminals. Or you go and you marry a woman. You do all the right things. And then after that, she wants to have agency. She wants to make her own decisions. You live in Joburg. She wants to go work in Cape Town. She'll see you. She'll see you when she sees you. You have to pay for the nanny and the antiza and the whatever you like. But this is why I married you. No, but oh, you want to oppress me. You want to dictate to me. What do you think this is, the 1800s? But I thought we're all not honest. We're all lying to each other, especially black men and black women. And then we all complain on social media about how we all feel scammed by each other. And after doing all of that, we all go and watch these same movies, listen to the same music, have the same conversations about how we're going to scam each other, lie to each other, use each other. We're not honest. Polygamy is a conversation that's coming up now. You know, with this wokeness that's happening with African spirituality, part of it is this concept of having more than one partner. And what does that look like? And some men are trying to be honest and say, look, I would maybe like to have more than one romantic partner. And you're saying, fuck that. So what does that do? It makes the man go and cheat. And he goes and then he gets, and I learned this term from watching a clip with Akon, and I went to research it, that there's 3 types of women outside of the main woman, your main girlfriend or your wife. There's a mistress who's almost like a deputy main. At any time, she can kind of replace the main because you're probably very committed and invested in her. She might have your children. Then there's a side chick. A side chick is not a mistress. It's a girl that you see regularly, once a week, twice a week. You buy certain things for her, but she's definitely not a main. She's not a replacement for a main, but it's someone you care about. Then Akon calls it a jump off. It's what we used to call a booty call. A lady who you call her late at night when you're drunk, when you just want to release, just want to bust a nut. No investment. She probably doesn't even know that you have a wife. She doesn't know you have kids. You just holler at her when you want to fuck. And she probably might also have a main nigga somewhere. Or she's also just horny. Hey, what's up? I'm so horny. Where are you? So there's these women. So a lot of guys end up having that type of situation because they don't want to do the right thing and be honest because their woman refuses to acknowledge the honesty. Black women in particular almost want you to, if you're going to have women on the side, hide them. Hide these women. I don't want it to be known that you have 2, 3 other women. Hide them. And when I find out, I'm going to get angry. And then I'm going to go tell my girls. And they're going to, hey, you was my daughter. Hey, I remember my ex also when there was this. You create this environment where the man is not free to be honest. Then you say things like, oh, monogamy is not natural. No, you just want to sleep around. Both men and women. But you don't want to have the honest conversation of there's another woman I'm taking care of and she's taking care of me. And you as a woman, and this is something blow men's minds, there are other men that take care of me. Maybe I'm not sleeping with them, but number one, I'm working for a boss who's a man. That man pays me to work for him. There's maybe another man in the form of my father. When I'm struggling, when my car needs to be serviced, he helps me because you can't help with these things. Maybe I've got guy friends who give me certain wise counsel, who maybe support my business, etc. So there are other men in my life, and it may just happen that she may sleep with some of these men. Not that it's right, but can she honestly tell you that? Never. Because you might beat her up, you might leave her. So she lies the same way you lie about the woman that you're sleeping with. And we live in this toxic space, and we're not even ready to have these conversations of, can you actually be with one partner from an early age until you die and have sex with one partner? And when she's on her periods, when he's away on business, you are pure and you are disciplined, and you say, if we're only having sex once a month, once every 3 months, so be it. This is the life I chose. This is purity. You guys will lose your fucking marbles because you have been hypersexualized and you believe that you need to have sex. Oh, just like breathing or drinking water, I must have sex. What do you mean you haven't fucking had sex in 2 weeks? You're lying, dog. No, dog, I'm disciplined and I know that sex is for children. You guys treat sex like it's going to the gym every day. And if your woman's not around, or if there's another gym on the side, another woman, you'll sleep with her because you feel like this is how it's meant to be. And then, of course, we create these broken societies and broken families. I mean, it's things I'm trying to process myself. I've got 6 children, 4 mothers. I'm not with the mothers. What does that mean? And you may think you're wrong, Penwell, you should have told these women up front. Some of us as men do not know where our lives are going to end up. We don't know what we want. You start off being like, I want a wife. I want to have my 2, 3 children. We want to have this. You go and you get this woman. You guys have a child. You fight over money, over your cheating, for example, because you like discipline. She leaves. Now you've got a child with a woman somewhere. Now you meet the next woman. Something similar happens to what I was saying about the conversation that they had on 3 Talk or Real Talk with Anel. Next woman. And then people look at me, why don't you marry these women? I'm like, these are not children. They have agency. If they want marriage, they must tell me. They must fight for it like we're equal. No, come on. Everyone knows the woman's waiting for you. Wait, so I have power over her. But she has choice. She didn't have to put herself in that situation. But I'm thinking now, how do we fix and heal this thing? Do I become a polygamist and marry all of them? Do I raise my children differently and say, oh, look at me as your dad. I was a fucker. You guys must go and be disciplined and go and be with one partner. And what if my kids are like, Dad, we've got the same genes and socialization as you. We're also going to sleep around. Willow Smith, Ingane ya Will and Jada, she's polyamorous. She has multiple partners, and I'd like to think she's bisexual. Where did she see that? Socialization. She's free. She's got agency. So what now? We need to have these hard conversations. And for me, the most hurtful part is we just refuse to be honest. Because we're not trained to be honest. Your own parents have lied to you about who your father is. They've lied to you about how they met your father. You're a single mother. You in your head, you're like, oh, when my parents were together, your parents were never together. Your dad bust a nut, your mom fell pregnant. And ever since then, she's pretended to be the saint, but she's not. And part of the reasons your father's absent is because your mom was sleeping with 2, 3 guys at the same time. And your dad wasn't even sure if he was the father. That's why. But your mom today, because mama wesonto, mama womthandazo, hey, uyazehlisa, she's acting like this holy thing. She's not. But she'll never be honest to you. But she will judge your girlfriend. Hi, lentombazana ohamba nayo, hey, my mom is not happy. You're a single mother who never got married, who maybe you don't even know who your dad is because you're not having honest conversations. Honest conversations are very difficult, but they are almost the only way for us to progress as a people, as a society. Some things to think about. Penwell the Black Pen. Cheers.